The world are getting crazy. It is getting crazy right now. Have you heard of the coronavirus? If you're not heard about it, I don't know what planet you are on. You are not on planet Earth. Why? Because that is the only thing we are hearing about. It's all over the news. It's the only thing people are talking about. That coronavirus that's now coming to kill all of us. Yeah, it's going to kill us all, or some of us. But do you know what? It's not first time. It's not first time there have been something that wanted to take the life of all of us. Every year there is something new that want to kill us. I saw a post on Facebook some days ago with a list here of what wanted to kill us the last 20 years. When we entered into year 2000, it was the Y2K. It was not a virus, but there was the whole thing with the computer, how it would break down. Why? We went from 1999 to year 2000, and because of the digital number in the beginning, they were afraid that the computers will break down, airplanes will fall down from heaven, atom bomb is going to explode all over the world, and the world will change forevermore. And people sat there with fear into year 2000, and nothing happened. 2001, it was something new. 2002, 2003, it was SARS. You remember SARS was going to kill all of us. It didn't happen. Then 2005, it was the bird flu. The bird flu was going to kill us all. Then 2008, bad economy. 2009, swine flu. Do you remember the swine flu? I remember the swine flu. It was all over the news. It was going to come and take the life of all of us. And there's different things on the list. 2013, it was North Korea that's going to explode and bomb us all. And then 2014, it was Ebola virus. Do you remember Ebola? Ebola was going to kill us all in 2014. It didn't do that. And then they came up with other things. And now 2020, it is coronavirus that's going to kill us all. They didn't write that on this list. They write 2020, fear is killing you. Turn off the TV. And there is something about that. What is the difference between this coronavirus and all the other? It's not because more people get sick. It's not because more people die. The percentage of people who die is actually very, very, very low compared to other sickness. There's a few thousand people who have died, and there's over 100,000 people who have had it, and they are doing good. So the percentages are very low. What is the difference? The media. The way the media use this to blow it up, to control us all, put fear in us, to change the laws, to take away our freedom. That is crazy. I'm going to share some stories that's going to shock you. Something I read on the news today. But before I do that, I want to put it in a different light. If we look at the corona, I found another post on Facebook. It's written here that 3,287 people have died from 1st of January to 5th of March by the coronavirus. How do they know that it's 3,287? How do they know that? I tell you how they know that. Because it's written in the media. And because it's written in the media, it must be the truth. Okay, let's move on. Do you know how many people die today of hunger? 15,000. But do you hear that? Do you hear that 15,000 people die every day of hunger? No, that is not all over the news. Suicide, almost 200,000 people have committed suicide every year. 200,000 people commit suicide every year. That is not what we hear about. Traffic accident. Do you know? Almost 240,000 people die every year of traffic accident. 240,000 people die every year of traffic accident. 440,000 die of alcohol. 880,000 people die of smoking. Do you know what? The media have created so much fear in us because of the few thousand people who have died. So much fear that many people today is afraid to walk out the door, leave the home. Why? They're afraid to get the virus and die. Why? Because there's 4,000 people who have died. You should be afraid to go out the door every day. Why? Because there's bicycles out there, there's cars, there's trains, there's buses. motorbikes, they're all going to kill you. Why? Because every year there's 240,000 people who die for that. If you're afraid to go out of the door now because you're afraid to get the virus, you should always be afraid. Why? Because there is so many more people that die for so many more other things. Can you see how crazy it is? Just put it in a different light. But now there's people who are so afraid to go out the door because they're afraid to get the virus, that they're sitting at home and they're starting to drink some alcohol to calm down the nerve, and they're smoking the cigarette. Why? Because they want to calm down the nerve. Stop drinking that alcohol. Stop smoking. That is going to kill you for sure. Look at the numbers. Can you just see how crazy it is? What is behind all of this? Fear, control. They want to take away our freedom and change the laws, and we see it. We are living in a crazy time. Right now, this morning, I read on the news in Denmark that they're going to change the laws now. The Danish government is going to change the laws. Why? We had to protect all the people. Normally, when they change the law, it will take 3-4 months to change the laws and have a hearing and go through all of the things. But now they're going to just do it in 2 days. Why? Because people are dying. We have to protect the people. And they're going to change the law and come up with new rules that you can now, the Danish government, the police can now enter into a house without a warrant, without permit. They can just enter into a house. They can take people and then can take people and put them in isolation. They can even take their house and use that if they need that because of the virus that's there. Without a permit, they can go in and do this. If they just have a suspicion that people are sick. Can you see how crazy? And everyone in Denmark is going to fall for it and say, yes, let's change the law. Why? Because people are dying. People are dying all over Denmark, and therefore we need to change the law and give the politician, the police, give them permission to just enter into people's private homes and take over without a warrant if they have a suspicion they're sick. How many people have died in Denmark until now? 0 people. No one have died, but everyone is so afraid. And because of the fear and the media, no one is saying anything. No one see how crazy it is. We are shutting down the country. We are shutting down everything. That is going to cost a lot of money. There's going to be a lot of cleaning up after this. The world is never going to be the same. The world got changed by 9/11 and the world is getting changed one more time. This is crazy. But it's not the virus. It's the fear. It's the control. It's the world that is changing. There was another number on this paper I did not read. There was one more thing the media don't tell about. And that is the biggest number here. 7.5 million abortions every year. 7.5 million people are getting killed every year through abortion. 7.5 million people. Do the media talk about it? No. No one talks about it. Can you see how crazy the world is? Do you know 150,000 people die every day? 150,000 people die every day. 54 million people every year. 54 million people dies every year worldwide. Plus the abortion, that is over 60 million people. So 60 million people die every year. And the world is in chaos because there is around 4,000 or 5,000 people now who have died for this virus. And they're taking away our freedom and changing the laws. We are living in a very excited time, and this is just the beginning of what is going to meet us in the future. The world is changing, my friends. The world are changing big times. The world is changing. I want to encourage you to read a book. Shut off the TV, shut it down. And take a book. The name of the book is the Bible. In the last book of that book, there's a lot of books there. That is Revelation. Where you read about the end times and what will happen in the end times. I'll just say this is just a small beginning, and people are already in chaos. People are panicking. If you're panicking now, you don't know what is waiting. You're going to get a shock. The book of Revelation, for some people, is a scary book, frightful book. But for the early church, it was a book they loved. Why? Why did some people love it and other people hate it? Because those people who are finished with this world, who have died to this world, who live for God, who are born again and want to do God's will, they love the book of Revelation. Why? Because they know that this world is just temporary, that we have a new heaven, a new earth coming and waiting for us. But for people, including Christians, who love this world and live from themselves, they hate what is happening right now, and they hate the book of Revelation. I don't know where you are, but the world needs to be shaking, and the world is shaking. The church needs to be shaking, and the church is shaking. Take this time and get shaking. Take this time and wake up. Read the book of Revelation, see God, and find out where you are in your life. And then spread this video, share this video, and let people wake up to understand what it really is. It's not about the virus. It's about the end times. It's about control, fear, manipulation, lies, fake news. It's all of that. God bless you out there. Share this video. Bye-bye.